Do a spontaneous Saturday night live meditation together. And of course, Lovey's going to show up for this one. Come on. She can't miss out, you know. So, we are just going to be here together with life. And you can either close your eyes and you can be with me in the life that is surrounding me in this moment. Or you can keep your eyes open and just be with the life that is around you. And to be with life, you just listen. Life is always moving. There is something always around you in every moment, every present moment. It's just life. It's just the life outside of you. It's the surroundings that you're in, the environment that you're in. That's all there is. And if we did not have that dramatic voice in our head, that ego voice, talking and labeling what we are seeing around us, labeling the life around us, if that wasn't there, it would be very quiet, mostly. There's sounds that come up around you all the time. It's not completely silent in the world. Depending on where you live, there's many noises that are coming up, or maybe just a few, or maybe most of the noises that come up are just from nature, or maybe there's noises that come up from, if you live in the city, from cars and trucks and people, things getting from one place to the other. But if there wasn't the voice in the head, the drama in the head, the constant labeling of what's going on in life as good or bad, it's pretty much all that's going on. I think one thing that's helpful to start to become more and more conscious is to play a little game called What's Actually Happening. So maybe you feel the deep pain in you from maybe you've been in deep unconsciousness all day about some life situation or some person. And there's a lot of pain inside of you right now. And that makes it very difficult to be with life around you. It's very distracting. It takes all of your conscious attention, and it drags you down into that unconscious pain with it. And if in that moment, we're going to let this train that is in our life right now, life has flowed a train in our presence. And we're going to let that pass. And you can be with the sound of the train as it comes past. Let that loud sound pull your attention out of your head. Because it will get louder in just a minute. This is what is in our moment right now. And it will come and then it will go. Just like everything does. Actually, loud sounds like that can be very good to pull you out of your head, unless the voice in the head makes a problem out of the loud sound and resists it and wants it to stop and fusses about it, and every time I try to do something, life sends a train. That's what that voice will say. It will make it a problem. And it's not a problem. It's just something that's moving through life in front of you. And it changes all day long. The sounds around you change all day long. The people who come into your presence or your awareness change throughout the day. Sometimes people are in front of you, with you. Sometimes they're not. It's the same in relationships. Sometimes a person is in your everyday life a lot. They come up a lot. And they may even, your mind may even, have all kinds of dramas that it goes into about that person while they're in your experience. And then suddenly they're not in your experience anymore. And then your mind makes a big drama out of that too. They were a problem when they were in front of you every day. And now they're a problem now that they're not in front of you every day. And really, it's just they were in your life experience, and then they were not in your life experience. Life moved you downstream in one direction and moved them downstream in another direction. And that's really all that is happening. And then your mind will have all this, oh, well, we're not together because they've got this issue and that issue, and then they got to work on that and this, and they're da da da. Oh, we're not together because they cheated or I cheated or what. He's got all this language around what's happening or what's not happening. And so if you play the game, what's actually happening, and you just wake up in that moment from what your mind is saying. You're lost in the movie your mind is creating inside your head. You're lost in there. You're so absorbed in what's actually happening. Okay, well, I'm actually, what's the life in front of me? I'm sitting here. I can hear a dog. There's a dog, the sound of a dog barking in my life experience right now in front of me. There's the sound of crickets. There's stars. I can see stars. Lovey comes and goes. She's not here in my life experience right now, but she comes and goes, in and out. Now there's a car I can hear coming up in my life experience. But there is no problem. There's rarely an actual problem. Now my mind could make a problem out of every single thing that I just mentioned. Oh, well, I'm in the wrong place. This is not where I should be in life. I should, I should be somewhere else, doing something else, and more should be happening to me because I'm so this and I'm so that, and this isn't right, and I should have more, and I deserve more, and it's just what's actually happening outside of the voice, outside of what the voice is saying about all the labels that it gives everything. That's what we're trying to escape with practicing separating from our mind. That's what we're trying to gain freedom from, to stay out of that absorbed space and listening and believing. And then once we do that, the mind always it creates the problem and then has a solution. It wants us to, oh, well, you better fix this. You better do something different. You better don't you know, like, this is, look at your bank account and this is all, you better go fix. I mean, what's actually happening? Nothing. Like right now, regardless of what my mind is saying, I'm okay. I'm breathing in and out. I'm in a room or I'm outside. I am alone or I'm sitting with another person. And if you can continue to stay out of your mind, you can stay just in the stream of life by just focusing on what's actually in your life right now. Right now, not, oh, what's my life going to be like in the future, and I better plan for the future, and I better find a purpose, and your purpose is to stay focused on the life in front of you right now, and to act from there, from that space of being with the life that's in front of you right now. Just do your best with whatever's in front of you. Just do your best with that from this moment, from where you are right now in the stream of life, what's arose in front of you. Oh, I'll do my best by that thing. And then I'll go do my best by that thing. Oh, now that's not in front of me anymore. Now what's in front of me? Be with it. And that's all there is. It's not complicated like the mind says that it is. We're just supposed to be in the stream of life, noticing, being with that stream. And then that stream is always flowing, it's always changing, and we're always moving with it. If we're listening to the voice in our mind, we're going to resist that flow. And then that's why we have pain. That's where that feeling of pain inside. Life is trying to flow through, or trying to flow us through, or trying to flow through us, and the mind is making a problem of it. Resisting it, defining it. Oh, well, this happened because this, and this, and my vibration must have been off in my frequency. But I mean, I've done it. I mean, I've said all that stuff. Like, I've gotten lost in the explanation, the why, the how do we change this? I've gotten caught up in that mental. That's all mind stuff. Every bit of it is in the mental world. All the labels, all the trying to understand and analyze and process, and I've done all that. I have videos out there you can listen to, and listen to me do all that. And it's just more simple than that. All of that exists in that dream, in that deep unconsciousness, in that pain, in that struggle. What's actually happening? When you say that, it wakes you up to the life stream of right now, which is all there is. And that right now moment is always changing. Like, this now moment is different from the moment we were in 2 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. We're flowing. We're being. And nothing is happening. There's not one single drama in this moment. The only way there could be anything problematic is if, like, suddenly the house caught on fire or something. Like, I don't even really know, or some wild animal ran up on the porch. Like, I mean, I'm sure life could send something urgent that needed to be cared for, but even then, you just care for it. You just run in the house, or you would just call the fire department, or you just handle it. and then it would be done. But in that internal world, that can keep going forever, and nothing is actually happening, except that maybe a person who was in your world is now not in your world, and your ego's not getting its need met. It's not getting the attention or the validation or the praise or the identity, or it's not getting something. And see, now Lovey's back in our experience. And she's just free to come and go. There's no drama around, oh, she just don't love me. She don't want to be with me. She just comes and lets me pet her, and then she's just using me. That's how our minds make a problem out of what arises in our life and what goes away. It has all these words to say, all these judgments, all these thoughts around the things that we see coming up in our life and leaving our life. And then it creates pain because it's resisting it, making a problem out of it. No, just a cat. It's nothing personal. It's never personal. Cat, person, dog. It's not personal. It's just life. Life is moving through that cat. Life moves her to where it wants her to go. She goes there. There's no ego there. And if we can stay out of our mind and not doing what our ego says we need to be doing to solve some problem that it created about this life moment. A lot of the problems it creates is not even about the moment we're actually in. It's about some past moment or some future moment. It's not even a moment that you're sitting in. And if we can stay out of our mind, out of that space, then just as life moves Lovey around, it can move us around. Life wants us to go here, be here, share here, love here, be present here, be in life with another person for that moment until that moment changes. We just do that. No resistance. I've experienced that some this weekend. It's very odd. I'm not very social, but I've really been practicing presence this week and being with things, and that's a powerful energy to bring into a situation and can be very healing to everyone who sits in it. It can change so many things, and you're not trying to change anything. You're not teaching them or, oh, you should do this and think this way. You're not doing anything. You're just being with that person, like not lost in your mind, just being with that person and listening and just letting whatever they say be what they say. You're not, there's no resistance to what they're saying. You're just flowing with them. And so the stream you've wound up together in the stream somehow, and you're not labeling why that happened or how that happened or assigning some meaning to it, or just, hey, I just bumped into you in this stream, and right now you're in my now, and I'm going to be with you fully, not lost in my head analyzing why this happened and that happened and judging you and thinking this about you. No, just, hey, oh, there's that. Oh, okay. and then move to the next. And that's happened a lot this week. And once or twice I did find myself resisting the flow. I could feel life flowing me. You know, people would ask me they'd find out I was in come stop by, just stop by here for just a second. And normally I would have, my ego mind would have created such a problem out of that and such resistance. I don't want to go, I'm not social and no. And I would have listened to that. But I've just been with the moment, and I could still feel a little pain come up around it. But I went and I brought that presence with me, and I was with that person, and it was very nice. It was very healthy. It was I could feel that it was just a very present interaction. And that's I've seen more people this week. Presence or life wanted me to flow, wanted to be in front of them through me. And instead of resisting that flow, I went, allowed it, was present, didn't get lost in my mind arguing and fussing about it. I've realized I have a very fussy mind. I just went with it. I'm not saying you have to say yes to everything. I'm just saying, notice if the resistance is coming from that voice in the head making a problem out of it. Or if it is actually an issue, like, I'm supposed to be picking someone up and they'll, I should, like, discern in the moment if it's the mind making a problem or if it actually may be a conflict. And if it's just the mind creating resistance, just sit with that pain. And continue to flow. Let life flow you to where it wants you to go. Because it wants to share the energy of presence, of life energy. It wants to distribute. Life is always finding a way to move. And it'll move through you and move you. And you're just going. Just being. One thing that I heard, I've been listening to Eckhart Tolle a lot, and that has been extremely helpful. But he was saying that when you feel that pain, that pain activated in you, that it's I know what your mind will say. No, I'm upset about this and this. Your mind will always have a dialogue around that pain. But if you just look at the pain without the dialogue, it's just life energy that's trapped. It can't get through. That dialogue is creating such resistance to the flow of life. And if you can just sit with that pain and just ignore the dialogue and just feel that feeling, then that trapped energy is released and you reclaim it. It's life energy. And when you reclaim that stuck energy, that pain, and you reclaim it as life energy, it gives you more power then to stay with life, to stay in the stream, to stay conscious. So I think maybe that is all life is wanting to share. All that feels like it's coming up and out. So hopefully this energy of just being together here in this moment, it doesn't matter if you're listening to the recording, it's still now, like this, my voice is coming up in your now moment. I have bumped into you in your stream, and just be with me here. And you may hear your mind, the voice of the ego, the five inner children, whatever you want to call them. You may hear them talking about, oh, you don't have time. Oh, I don't have time for this. I can't do this right now. I don't want to do this. Just turn it off. Turn it off. We got to go do da 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 da. And that's okay. Or you may just be able to just float along with me here. And then this will end, and something else will come up in your live stream. We'll part ways. And that's okay. Let that be. Let it all be. If you ever want to just test how strong that voice in your head is, that drama problem maker, go out, get a blanket or something, and sit in front of a tree. And see how long you can sit and just be with that tree before your mind gets you to move. And you can listen to how much your mind resists you sitting and giving your attention and being with a tree. You will hear it. It will get very frustrated, and then probably angry, start to call you crazy. What if someone saw you right now? And just listen. Just how uncomfortable it will make you when you are just being with life. You're just being with your outer world. You're just being with what's going on in the life, not your life, in the life that you're in. Just do it as a little test. It doesn't have to be a tree. You could stare at any little object in your house. Just sit with it. I'm going to be with this object and just be with it. Look at it. Now your mind will try to entertain itself, and it will start like pointing out, describing it. Okay, well it's a white elephant and it's got a tusk, and it's like you'll hear it try to participate in your being. Okay, we're being right now. Okay, we're being. We're going to be with this thing. Okay, well, all right, so I can't just actually just be quiet and just be without describing it and labeling it and analyzing it and processing it. I have to do something. I can't just be with it. So I'm going to talk my way through this. Okay, well, all right, it's an elephant. I'm focusing. There's an elephant. Yep, there it is. It's made of some type of stone. I don't know what type of stone that is. I wonder where that came. Where did I get that? Oh yeah, that was on that trip when I went to Mexico with so and so. Oh my God, she was such a pain. Oh my gosh, she would not stop talking. Now, you are not being with that object in front of you. You are lost. It has sucked you in. Now you're lost in the mind. Not present, not being with life, not being what's actually happening. Actually, in this moment, I'm sitting in front of this object. That's all that's happening. That's it. The end. Nothing else. I hope you can use this, as I will also be using this if deep unconsciousness takes me over again. I hope and pray not, but it happens. And if it does, I want to have tools that I can use when I was conscious that can help me remind me and pull me out. So I hope you can use this in that same way. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your life moments.